Alright guys, welcome to another episode of the Urban Garden 2020. This is our bi-weekly Sunday edition. So what we have here are some starter trays that we put together, one container, some seeds, and tomatoes and peppers. So what I was going to do is walk you guys through the process of how I put this together. So I have this seed tray here, and I take one of these. It's just a Jiffy Peat pot, and you can get these at Lowe's, Home Depot. I think Walmart carries them, just any of your box-like stores. And my potting mix here is this Jiffy Natural Organic seed starting mix. I also take two containers of these. So I use two of the Jiffy Mix things. Two of these with just the Miracle-Gro Organics Performance. That's the in-ground soil mix, but I use the potting soil mix. So I put two of those in there. I also put about a quarter cup or a half cup of the mushroom compost and the manure compost. So just mixed a little bit of that in there, and I did pre-moisten this, so it just feels just not wet, but just maybe slightly damp to the touch. And I did that because it has a lot of peat moss in it, and it takes peat moss a little bit, if it's really dry, to absorb the moisture. So I just took a spray bottle and misted it and worked it around until it was a little moist, and it'll almost clump together, but then it kind of breaks apart, and you can just feel the moisture. So basically I just take this and I just sprinkle it across the top of these seed trays, these little starter trays, and I smooth it over, and boom. So I put that in there, and that's a starter tray. So there are 5 cells in each starter tray. And there are, 10 individual cells in each tray of the 5 that we put in. So there are about 50 individual cells for each of these trays. Now I did do one tray with a plastic insert that came with one of these, and I started my sunflowers in it. And I've already put those seeds in, so I'll show you guys it after we're done. Okay, so I'm taking these Carnival blend sweet peppers. So they're just, you have a real colorful variety. I take these little markers and I wrote on there Carnival sweet pepper, and I'll take a stick here. You can take a pin, a screwdriver, your finger, whatever. I make a little hole in each of these cells, so just a little bitty place for the seed to go, and I'll put those in. And just, you can follow the directions on your the seed packet, but here we go. I've got several of these, so I'll just take, and we'll just take one seed in each one, and I'll just drop it in, and it's pretty simple. So I'm going to do 10 of these. Some of these might get 2 seeds in each one, so I'm not really worried about that part. I'll just, if I have 2 seeds coming up, I'll try to separate them, or I will take and just pluck one of them out. So, we just, oops, missed that one. So just take and pick those up and drop them over in. So there we go. And so what I do next is I just take and lightly tamp down the seed. That one didn't make it in, but I'll just make a little spot with my finger, cover it up, and I'll just close up the hole in all of these. So this is very light, airy kind of mix, so the roots should have no problem just going straight down. And I'll do all of these like that. There we go. So, and then I'll take my marker and I will mark this tray with what we put, what we put in it. That way we just know when I take these out to put them in the garden what they are. Some are more container friendly than others. Some like to be in ground. So like our corn definitely likes to be in ground. So that's what I do for the seed tray. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'll just show you guys real quick. I take just a sprayer. This is just a small pump up sprayer, and I'll just, even though I already have moistened this starter mix just a little, I just go through, and all of these I'm just going to get nice and damp and just wet them all good, and this mix will settle just a little. So I'll come back after handling this. It's going to settle down and they're going to drop down a little, and I'll just sprinkle in a little more of the starting mix over top, and that way it just has a nice full pipe for the roots to grow through. And that's it. So yeah, I'll just take a little more mix, just sprinkle just a little bit, just enough to even the tops, and you don't have to if you think you've got a good enough base, but I just like everything to look nice and even and uniform. So there we go. It's nice and even across the top for the most part. A few little areas. There we go. Alright, so that's our Carnival blend of sweet peppers, and we'll just take each little cell. We're going to try to give plant our stuff in it, and we're going to do, we've got the Carnival blend. We also have here, that's the Carnival blend we just put in. So we have our sweet peppers, some warmer, or the hot peppers, the habaneros. We also have this wax variety, wax pepper, some tomatoes, another colorful rainbow blend, eggplants, some pepperoncinis. I love pepperoncinis. Some squash, some artichoke, and some black creme tomatoes. So here we have, these are going to go in planters and in the raised bed, several different varieties of peppers, some giant Marconi peppers, some, what do we got there, some lunchbox red peppers, some hot spicy Tabascos, some gypsy peppers, some another Tabasco, and then some tomato plants, just a couple of different varieties. I also have some Tabascos that I got from my friends over at Alabama Sunshine in Fayette. They make hot sauce, and they raise peppers to make their hot sauce from. So they gave me, I got one of their family members got me some peppers and pepper seeds, and I get some hot sauce for them. So if you're in Alabama and you're in a store, check out Alabama Sunshine. I think they have a website, or you can look them up and call them and get some pepper sauce and hot sauce from them. So anyway, what I will also do is I have this container here, and I'm going to put a tomato plant in here, and or a pepper, probably a pepper. And I'll just make a hole down about the size of what the pepper is going to be. And I take the pepper plant, and I'll just ease her out of her container. Let me use my other hand here. So there we go, and there's a nice root ball that's kind of developed, and as you see, the peppers are very bushy. And this right here, it wasn't a Tabasco. That's the Tabasco. This is the Thai hot pepper. It's an ornamental pepper, but this right here just gives you some general planting directions. So pretty simple. And you just take, and I'll fill it up a little bit. Peppers don't like to be planted deep, and they don't like the cooler weather. So this is a little early in the year for putting your peppers in the ground, but if you're doing seed starts, that's fine. And there's a container mix. So now leave it about 1.5 inches wherever there's a little ledge here on the inside of the rim, about 1 inch, 1.5 inches down. And I just fill the soil up to there. That way when you water, when you fertilize, top dress, whatever, you've got a little room to work with. And that will settle down. And I'll take this, we'll just take her, and let me grab that little marker so I know what pepper it is, and I stick that right in the side. Boom, keep it there, and it may become brittle and break after a year or two, but we'll put this pepper plant out with our other plants. There are our pumpkins. There's the pepper we just did. This right here is actually an avocado growing right there. And we'll go over here. Right there is a crepe myrtle that we took from a cutting last year. So it sprouted out with this warm weather. And here I just put some sunflowers in this seed starter tray, and it has these plastic cells, and I'll just take a little plastic fork or something and pry those out when they sprout up good. But I put this on there so it can get sunlight. That helps hold the humidity in. It's got some little adjustments up here for adjusting the humidity to let fresh air in and out. But that's it, guys. That's how we do our starter trays. That's how we do our planters. So we're going to go back in. We've got many more to get started. Hopefully we get a bike ride in, and may have to do some yard work, but yeah. So there's our starter tray, how we get it set up, how we put it in. I'll set this on a heat mat with a little towel between it, put the lid over it, and wait for the seeds to germinate. So anyways, guys, like and subscribe if you're watching this. Share the video, and you guys have a safe day and keep on digging it.